All right. Hi, everybody. My name is Amanda Foster from Foster Decor Consulting, and I'm super excited to be here at this summit. So, thank you for your interest in learning more about branding. So, let's just dive into it, and here we go. Okay, so as you guys know, this is the Rule Breaking Entrepreneur Summit. So, if you're anything like me, which I hope, you are a rule breaker. So that's not necessarily a bad thing. So let's learn about how we can create a vibrant brand for those bold business owners like ourselves so that you can create a vibrant brand in your niche. That's super important. So, a little background about me. I'm Amanda, part graphic designer, part interior designer, and I mentor and coach my peers. I have niched down myself and I see the benefits. It is super beneficial. So it doesn't matter if you're an interior designer, if you're a pool owner and you're trying to just get, you're selling pools out there. I mean, it really doesn't matter. The business part of it is you have to niche down because there's such a big market out there. So for me personally, it's been rewarding to niche down and help my peers level up their businesses by creating vibrant brands that attract their dream clients. So whatever your business is, I definitely recommend this for you. You could be a coach, a copywriter, a pool owner, whatever, and niching down will help you specialize within your market. But before I niche down, I've always been a freelance graphic designer on the side, especially during high school. I worked for graphic design companies in downtown Sacramento, learning how they always started with that foundational questionnaire that ensures that brand for any business that they were helping to have them understand the importance of who they are, who they're targeting, who they're serving, and what kind of is their vibe. So let's go over all of these topics so you can create a vibrant brand that makes sense for you and your business. Okay, so why the heck does branding matter for small businesses? Well, let's talk about why branding is so crucial for you. Think of your brand as your business's personality. It's how people recognize and remember you. It's not just for big companies. Your small business needs a strong brand as well. A good brand helps you connect with your ideal customers. It makes you more memorable in a sea of competitors. So, for example, think about how easily you recognize, let's say, Starbucks with its green mermaid logo. That's the power of strong branding. You don't, when you want a coffee, just go, okay, let me look for a coffee place. Let me look at Google and just, randomly choose. No, you either are a Dunkin' person or, Dunkin' Donuts is really coming in strong with their branding lately and their marketing. But there's also Starbucks. So everybody has kind of one that they feel like they recognize, remember, and trust. So you need to do that again, within your niche and your competitors, because again, there's a sea of competitors every day emerging online. So another pro tip here is let's write down 3 brands that you admire. What do you like about their branding? How can you apply these lessons to your own business? And it doesn't have to be, just random businesses. Like, let's say, think about, do you shop at Walmart? Do you shop at Target? Do you shop, where are you shopping? Are you, splurging on Anthropologie? Where are the brands that you already know, like, and trust? And what is it exactly that captivates you to buy from them, to remember them, to go visit them? So why don't you do 3, right now? You can hit pause or whatever, but I would challenge you just to get the most out of this is 3 brands that you admire, already like and trust, and 3 brands even within your competitors. So you could Google, your different competitors or look on Instagram, Facebook, wherever, and what are 3 that are doing a good job? Maybe it's their visuals, maybe it's their messaging. I mean, there's so many things that you can on your own get more insight and do the research so that you can learn. You don't necessarily have to copy, but you can be inspired and do it in your own way. Okay, so understanding your niche, it's not limiting, it's liberating. I promise you. So now let's bust a myth right here. Niching down doesn't mean limiting yourself. It's actually a smart strategy to stand out and attract your realm of dream clients, not desperately taking everybody. So I hear that a lot with different business owners that, oh my gosh, I just keep going off of referrals or friends or family and I just get whatever I get. And you do not need to do that if you can create a strong brand that can stand alone, right? So what are some ways that can help you with that? Well, focusing on a specific audience makes your marketing way more effective, like 83% higher increase in effective marketing if you have a niche. You become the go-to expert in your field. It's easier to create content and products that really resonates with your demographic. So that right there should be the number one, I would say the number one reason to niche down is content. So many business owners tell me, I don't know what to post, and oh my gosh, it's so hard. It takes me hours to even think of something, and then I scratch it and start all over. Well, if you actually had a specific target audience that you are trying to create content for, then it becomes so much easier to get the ideas flowing. Okay, so for example, instead of being just another fitness trainer, you could be the go-to coach for new moms looking to get back in shape. See how that narrows your focus but opens up so many possibilities? Like, so what are the target pain points of moms? You know, trying to lose weight, trying to be healthy, trying to get the belly fat, you know, from the post-pregnancy, pounds off. I mean, there's 3 ideas right there that could be blogs, social media posts, reels, tips. So it just makes it so much easier to think inside and outside of that box when you have some constraints. Okay, so a pro tip, list 5 characteristics of your ideal customer. This will help you visualize who you're really trying to talk to. So for my example, it's going to be those moms that just had a baby and they want to lose that weight. So that's within the realm of a fitness coach. What's your business? What are some different, families or bachelors or, people? Are they couples? Are they kids? Are they, teens? You really need to think about who you're trying to target and talk to. Otherwise, you're kind of just screaming all over the place and it's general, it's vague, and it's not resonating. Okay, finding your unique voice. Your brand has a voice, yes. So your brand voice is how you talk to your audience. It should feel like a conversation with a friend and not a corporate robot, because then, again, like I just said, it's going to sound vague and general and like, who are you even talking to here? So remember to be authentic, let your personality shine through, speak directly to your niche audience, and consistency is key. Use the same tone across all platforms. So a lot of people are trying out, ChatGPT, and then they are using it differently. You have to be specific. You have to say that your brand voice is energetic, it's professional, it's, casual. Otherwise, maybe you have 3 social media posts and one's energetic, one's very professional, and one's very conservative, and that creates confusion amongst your audience. And when there's confusion, there isn't conversion. So remember that. That's a good takeaway. So could I simplify this? Could I create cohesiveness? Could I create consistency throughout my marketing and my brand? The answer should be yes. All right, so let's talk about an example. Think about how Dove always uses an empowering, body positive voice in all of their communications. That's a very, very strong brand voice in action. They know who they're targeting, they know who they're speaking to, and like we already covered in this slide here, we need to do it in a voice that's consistent. Dove is a great, great, great example of that. You do not read very conservative stuff. You do not read, like very energetic. It's very calming. It's very casual. So I think that makes it very conversational. All right, so a pro tip, record yourself talking about your business casually to a friend. Try that out. This can help you identify your natural brand voice. Are you going to be more professional? Are you going to be more energetic? Are you going to be more casual? approachable, relaxed. I mean, there's so many different ways, and a lot of people default when they type professional, and that might not be reflective of your photos, of your content, of even, let's say, the business. So you don't always need to default to professional, because that actually is going to sound very robotic, very conservative, unless that works for your business. So it could be, let's say, maybe you're a very heavy tech conservative business. So, all right, then I guess that makes sense. But I'm assuming since you're here, you're a rule breaker. You want something bold, something vibrant, something different. You want to infuse your personality into your brand. And those who do are more successful. Okay, so creating a visual brand that pops, right? Let's make your brand visually exciting. So we talked about the voice, but what about the visuals, right? So this is where you can really have some fun and stand out. But how do you decide what looks right for your brand? Well, let's try creating a mood board to guide those visual choices. Here's a pro tip. Pinterest, Pinterest, Pinterest. You guys probably already know and love Pinterest, but use this in a strategic way for your business. So I challenge you to collect images that resonate with your brand's personality and your audience's preferences. So let's go back to that fitness trainer. What if she's targeting those moms? And well, there's specific age group, right? So maybe these are new moms, 20 to 30s. So they probably wouldn't resonate with graphics that are of older, maturer women, right? So again, how does your business align with the visuals of that target audience? So choose colors that reflect your brand's personality. Let's say if you're trying to attract those young moms, you want to do something, hip and fresh and a bit more colorful than reserved, dark, plum, heavy tones, which you could totally do. But again, do the visuals, do the colors, do the graphics align with that target audience. Okay, so homework, list 5 adjectives that describes your brand. That could be a really good way before you start going on Pinterest and pinning everything. That can keep you constrained, right? Into, okay, these are the young moms, and I want something that's hip and fresh and vibrant and bold and colorful. And what are some more colors that represent that? So my colors are purple and lime, but you might want to do orange and coral or something like that. So I would, advise you to create those constraints, create, a color palette and stick to it. So let's go back to researching the colors that evoke the feelings you really want them to feel, right? Young moms, you want this to be like hip and fresh, so maybe something that's more colorful, more joyful, right? Let's use another example. What if you were doing like a tea company? This is a tea company. You want to infuse an eco-friendly, holistic vibe. Maybe we need to stick to neutral colors like grayish and beige and cream, but a little pop of, sage or something in there. So is that evoking a feeling of crazy, fresh and modern? No, it's evoking more holistic, calming, feelings. So you really have to kind of know, am I attracting this or am I attracting that? Okay, same for designing a logo. You want a logo that tells your story at a glance. Pro tip, sketch out maybe 5 to 10 rough logo ideas before refining your favorite ones. So I definitely love sketching out things, trying out different ideas. You can use Canva, you can use an iPad, you can use old school pen and paper, but think how everything should be flowing together. Does your brand voice match your logo, match your target audience, match those 5 keywords that, again, are all going to constrain you to stay in a theme, right? We're creating a cohesive theme for our brand. So, for example, look at how Target uses bold red in all their branding. It's simple, but boy does it stand out. Or even Wayfair with the purple and yellow combination. They really want to attract some, modern freshness, easy storytelling within their website, within their commercials. So Tom's, the shoes, they have baby blue as their strong color, but they're very eco-friendly, holistic. They have neutrals, black, white, and cream as their adjacent color palette. So be thinking about these. Remember, back before I told you to think about some brands that you already like, trust, and buy from. You give them your hard money that you work so hard for. So what exactly, if you go back to that slide and think, why do I like this brand? What is it about them that I really resonate with? Okay, let's keep moving along here. So making that brand memorable. Good segue. Okay, so remember, it takes actually 5 to 7 times for someone to see your brand before they really remember it. Let's make those encounters count. Okay, so be consistent with your visuals and your messaging. Don't be afraid to be bold and different, of course, that's why we're here. And create a tagline that sticks in people's minds. So, example, Nike's "Just Do It" is more than a tagline. It's a mantra that resonates with their audience. What could your brand's mantra or slogan be? Think about that. That's homework. Pro tip here, ask 5 current customers, if you have any, what they remember most about their interactions with your brand. Maybe it was the social media posts, maybe it was the videos, maybe it was just the resonating copy on your website, or maybe it was just more informal because you talked to them, because you had one-on-one contact with them, because it was good to see you face to face. Well, you could then kind of reenact that and do more stories where you're talking one-on-one to the camera. So you can, if you have clients already, kind of pick their brain, give them a little survey, or just, write an informal email just asking them. You never know. But remember, the 5 to 7 times is they have to remember you. So you can't be like, oh, well, there's Facebook and there's Instagram and there's Pinterest and there's LinkedIn and there's my website. So there's 5 ways that I'm online. Yeah, but are you pushing that to them? Are they seeing that? Are they even knowing that your website is tied to the social media account? Because I do so many audits. I do audits for my peers, and I will look at their social media links and their website, and I will have all of the tabs open and be like, these I would think are all different. I would think all of these are different businesses and brands at a glance. Why? Because, well, your Facebook is out of date. There's a profile picture or a logo that's like, 10 years old. And then your social media on Instagram is active, but it has a completely different vibe, completely different messaging than your other thing. So, and then LinkedIn, there's nothing really filled out. And then on Pinterest, you're not really pinning, and it's a whole other vibe. So let's make all of your platforms consistent and cohesive. So people are like, oh, there's Amanda again. Oh, there she is again. Oh, there she is one more time. Instead of like, oh, what's this new business? Oh, here's another new business. Oh, here's something else, I think. They don't match. You want all of your marketing to match. I promise you, it will help you. Okay, so speaking directly to your audience, which we kind of touched on a little bit before, generic messaging is so yesterday, right? Like, it's just, especially with AI increasing, it feels like, whoa, is this done by AI, or is this actually you speaking to me? Let's talk about how to really connect with your specific audience. So use language that resonates with your niche, of course. Address their specific pain points and desires. I cannot tell you enough how crucial this is to do. You really want to make sure you can actually go back to, what we discussed, fitness trainer, right? So the pain points were, again, for the moms, our new target audience. They want to lose the weight. They want to get back in the weight that, or the size of jeans that they were before they were pregnant. They want to boost their self-confidence because their self-esteem is lowered by the way that they look. So understanding those pain points shows that you get their unique challenges, right? That you get them, that you understand them, that you've been there, that they can resonate with you and relate to you, right? So let's try something else. Like, let's say if you're a wedding photographer specializing in outdoor ceremonies, well, talk about capturing the love in the natural light or under the beautiful stars instead of just wedding talk. Okay, I will show up at your venue, please hire me. Well, let's create a story. Vibrant brands should have a vibrant story attached to it. Storytelling is very powerful in marketing, and it's kind of how you can land people. People buy off emotional based things. The sales psychology associated with a story is so much stronger than just, here's what I do. I will show up at your wedding and take pictures. Let me know if you want to hire me. I will charge $20,000 or whatever, or $1,000 or $12,000, whatever you price it out. It's kind of like, well, sticker shock, that sounds really expensive, even if they have no idea how much anything costs. Well, let me take you through a story. I really resonate with helping, let's say, lesbian couples, embark on their beautiful day under the stars. We like to create an experience that is so magical that we can, capture these photos for years and years and years to come. So we identified, right, who we kind of serve, some different points during the experience that they will get, and even for after, not even just for that service that day, but again, the beauty of, let's say, the wedding photographer is that you will have these forever, that's the benefit of hiring me, is that I totally understand and resonate and relate to you for X, Y, and Z reasons. And here are the benefits of hiring me for A, B, C, other benefits. All right, so a pro tip would be spend 30 minutes browsing online, forums, or social media groups. Where is your target audience hanging out? That's what you need to discover. Note the language that they use. Even check your competitors and get some ideas. So what does that really mean? Well, what if you are trying to speak to your target audience on Instagram, but they all hang out on Facebook? So you are wasting your time, energy, and effort if you don't know where they're specifically hanging out. So in the case of the wedding photographer, check out some public wedding groups, right, on Facebook. See if there's a bunch of people looking like, hey, I need a photographer, or hey, what do you guys use for this or that, or venues or whatever. Wow, there's all these people who are about to get married. I need to join this group and post here and put my energy and effort here. So hopefully that helps. All right, so let's bring it all together. Everything that we learned through this great slideshow. Your online presence is often the first place people encounter your brand. Make it count. So whether or not you are a brick and mortar store, how they find you is online. So ensure that your website reflects that brand personality that you've been creating some research and homework through this presentation. Use social media platforms where your niche audience hangs out, like we just discussed in the previous slide, and create content that showcases your expertise in your niche. Remember the pain points that you are thinking about for your audience. You can create content, blogs, social media posts around those things. So one more example, a local bakery could share behind the scenes on Instagram stories, right, of their baking process, of what time they clock in, and it's before dawn and they're so excited and they're getting the dough ready, and it's just like a fun, casual thing where they're not trying to be salesy, they're not trying to say, hey, buy all this stuff, they're just showing you a day in the life of them. So that gives their followers a taste of their brand before they even tasted it. Pun very included. So one more pro tip. Review your last 10 social media posts. Okay, I challenge you. You might not even have 10, but do they consistently reflect your brand personality? Do they speak to your niche? Do they have any post with purpose? So what do I mean by post with purpose? Well, in my Instagram 411 course, I go through this a lot more in depth. But to post with purpose, it's just like everything that we talked about. Do we have a target audience in mind? Are we speaking to their pain points? Are we giving them some kind of educational or entertaining kind of thing to what we're doing? So it's not boring, and we're not, creating just like a boring post that they're going to scroll past. We have visuals that align with our brand, our color palette, all of the things to make it more memorable. So you don't have to go back and delete everything, but from now on, keep all of these things in mind so that you can have, posts with purpose, resonating content that relates to your actual target audience with a brand that encompasses everything. It is not about visuals, or just visuals, right? We talked about so many different components that create the holistic brand. Okay, so in the long run, your brand's going to evolve. So let's talk about evolving your brand. Your brand isn't set in stone. Like literally right now, we're about to change it. And as your business grows, your brand can evolve too. Mine certainly has. I've been in business since 2011, so it's been too many years, and sometimes my brand goes in this direction, and then sometimes it sways in this direction, and it just grows with you. So listen to feedback from your audience, stay true to your core values while adapting to trends. That is key. And don't be afraid to refresh your look every few years. I take, new branding photos. I think it's, every 2 to 3 years, it's really essential to help get you some more content. I mean, if you take professional photos, that is triple duty right there, right? So you can use it on your social media, you could use it on your website, you can use it in some kind of like welcome packet, flyers, printed out digital media. So I always advocate for professional branding photos. And again, every few years or even every year, you could, spend $200 to $300 on a photo shoot and really help your brand and your marketing. Okay, so one last example is MailChimp started as an email service, right? But has evolved its brand to encompass broader marketing tools while maintaining its friendly, approachable vibe. So last time I went into MailChimp, there was so many different things that you can do now that I was like, oh my gosh, wow. Well, that's, good for them for adding things and probably taking away some stuff, but still being true to them at its core. So pro tip, set a recurring calendar reminder to review and refresh your brand elements, let's say every 6 months, right? So not every day, but maybe every 6 months, could you do a little deep dive and see, are things aligning? Are things good? Maybe I can ask a couple of my former clients, like, hey, how was your experience and things like that? What do you guys think of the content or my marketing in general? Make note, right? You have audience, maybe your followers, maybe your clients, or both, to do polls and pick their brains. So make the time to connect and refresh your brand, as this is the digital age, you guys. Like, this is how clients are finding you. And I mean, there's like a 3-second first impression that you're making. Okay, so I did kind of touch on this, but remember the power of that cohesive brand. When all of your elements of your brand are working together, that's when the magic happens. Your visual elements, your voice, your niche, the focus, all should align. The cohesion makes your brand more recognizable and trustworthy. It turns first-time customers into loyal fans. So remember this example, think about of all of Apple's products, stores, and communications, and how it feels very unmistakably Apple. That's cohesive branding at work. Pro tip, create a simple brand guide document that outlines your colors, your fonts, your tone of voice, and key messages for consistency. So I do this in my branding, and I work one-on-one with clients to give them that, what I call the brand board. So you can create your own brand board and make sure that you have all of this stuff listed. That way you do not sway from these colors, from this vibe, from these graphics, from these logos, from these fonts, right? Stay consistent, because our big companies out there are teaching us that this works. Okay, so finally, the next steps. Let's create this vibrant brand, right? And niche it down. So here's your branding homework. Define your niche audience, okay? Homework, create a detailed ideal customer avatar, including their age, their interests, their challenges, their goals. Remember that fitness trainer, right? So describe that mom. How old is she? You know, what are her pain points? What are her interests? What are some of the things that are goals for her? All about losing weight or related to diet, fitness, health, etc. All right. Number 2, develop your unique brand voice. Homework, write 3 versions of your brand's about us. You know, think of it as like from a website page, right? So is this about us professional in tone? Is it casual in tone? Or is it maybe somewhere in between? You get to decide, and whatever feels more authentic to you is going to, I think, be the winner. Number 3, create a visual brand that stands out. Okay, so homework for here, build that mood board on Pinterest with at least 20 images that represent your brand's look, feel, vibe, you know, all the inspiration all in one place. But remember, it should have a theme. It shouldn't be 20 very different colors and styles and vibes. It should have a theme. Okay, number 4, ensure consistency across all touch points. So homework, audit your online presence. Does your website, social media, and marketing materials all tell the same brand story? If they don't, go back and tweak it. Okay, number 5, lastly, test and refine. So homework here is show your brand elements to 5 of your target audience. So ask for their honest feedback and be open to tweaks. Remember, if they are maybe followers, or take that poll on Instagram or Facebook, or just ask your clients who have worked with you in the past. All right, so remember, your brand is your business's superpower. Embrace what makes you unique, speak directly to that audience, and do not be afraid to stand out. This process takes time, but I promise you it's worth it for a very successful business. All right, thank you guys so much for watching this. I really appreciate you. This has been so fun to be on the summit. Thank you so much for having me. My name again is Amanda Foster from Foster Decor Consulting. If you want to learn more about me and my business, head over to fosterdecorconsulting.com to get the latest and greatest. Thanks, guys.